Over the years, charcoal production in Adjumani district has grown steadily to match a high demand for the wood fuel domestically and regionally. Francis Oja, the district's forest officer, says in the last 10 years, the district has lost more than 2,000 acres of private natural forest to charcoal burning.
The land area that is open for agriculture, and most of these fertile areas are either forest or forest adjacent areas, meaning more and more of these private natural forests are going to be targeted.
Statistics indicate that between 2011 and 2016, the district produced 2,448 metric tons of charcoal, translating into 20,448 sacks. Between 2019 and 2023, 3,060 metric tons of charcoal were produced, an equivalent of 30,060 sacks.
Currently, there are no alternatives to charcoal and fuel wood. The briquettes that have been introduced by partners and government is still not a preferred source of fuel for cooking.
On May 19, 2023, President Yoweri Museveni signed an executive order banning tree cutting for commercial charcoal production in northern Uganda. It's intriguing, though, that Adjumani district remains a charcoal production hub. Every week, more than 50 trucks leave the district carrying sacks of charcoal, and yet this does not translate into local revenue because of the presidential directive. Previously, proceeds from forest products contributed to 60% of the district's local revenue collections. In the last 7 financial years, the district collected 2.1 billion shillings of charcoal production and logging of timber. Now, Samuel Leku, the chief finance officer of the district, says after the presidential directive, revenue collection has dropped drastically, affecting the activities of the district council.
Payment of council allowance became a challenge. We are unable to do activities which were budgeted under local revenue because the local revenue is not coming. We are now running other options of raising local revenue in the district.
Although the presidential decree has been widely hailed as a good move to save the country's dwindling forest cover, many question its practicability, since a number of highly connected individuals are still exporting charcoal to Kenya, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rapid deforestation is not confined to Adjumani district, but to the entire West Nile region, where charcoal production is the only source of income for many rural families. Under the scorching sun in Oche sub-county in Moyo district, every day Josephine Atimaku ventures deeper into the forest to cut a tree for charcoal production.
Every year we cultivate in the same garden. Now the yield is poor. Authorities have warned us against cutting shea nut trees for commercial charcoal production.
Atimaku says she harvests 4 sacks of charcoal from one tree, selling each sack at 25,000 shillings. She adds that she needs to cut 4 trees per month to comfortably provide for the basic needs of her family.
The government says when you cut 1 tree, you should plant 5 more, but I do not own the land. If I start planting trees, the landlord will think I am trying to grab his land.
The charcoal burner is a caterer and tailor by profession, but failed to find jobs in which she could practice her skill. According to Global Forest Watch, the West Nile region has lost a significant amount of tree cover. To deter people from the illicit trade and transportation of forest products, the army has stepped up patrols and spot checks, impounding thousands of sacks of charcoal. William Amanzuru, the team leader of Friends of Zoka, a non-governmental organization based in Adjumani district, wonders why the presidential directive has not been enforced.
It is a very sensitive business. It's a business that is highly militarized. It's a business that is highly politicized. Dealers were arrested inside Zoka Central Forest Reserve by MFA staff. They confessed that they are doing this for another military man who is deployed at the Zoka Sea Center, that detached there, and they said the man is called Opio.
The Forest Department of Adjumani district has put key recommendations in place to reduce the rampant charcoal production.
We as district, we also giving free seedlings to farmers to plant trees. Our farmers can get their charcoal or firewood from their own planted forests so that the pressure on natural forests is dealt with.
Currently, the UPDF has a brigade stationed at the Zoka Forest area, making it the most heavily guarded in the West Nile region. Unfortunately, charcoal production in the forest is still ongoing, unabated. A recent crackdown saw the army impound over 23,000 sacks of charcoal coming from the forest.